What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Kicking Knowledge. Today, we'll be taking a look at this week's forecast, seeing what the stars have in store for us. So, let's get into it. Once again, Happy New Year. I hope everybody has, had a great holiday season and it really started to settle into 2020. Because as I talked about in my previous video about, Pluto and Saturn going to be conjunct and all this other energy that's in Capricorn, it really is a time to be fully present and engaged and actively working towards what it is that you want to bring to fruition. Alright? So this week we have a full moon in Cancer. It's going to be a lunar eclipse, and we're going to talk about that. But I want to start off, just talking about some interesting aspects we have here early in the week. Right now, the moon is currently in Taurus, and I feel like, this transit is ideal for real because of the influence of the Earth energy and then meshing with that. I feel like this influence is really ideal for getting into a groove and to really strategize and plan out how we're going to execute things going forward. So definitely, take advantage of this energy. Pay attention to your finances. Pay attention towards, practical means, how you can do things in a more, practical way, and how you can mesh the energy of Taurus and Capricorn together. It's really, an opportune time. And before I forget to mention, work on your routine. As we are going forward into this full moon in this overall first month of this new year, routines are going to be essential. All right. So we're starting off the week. We now have Mars finished with his transit of Scorpio, which it felt like it was there forever. It really felt like it was there for a long time. But it was an interesting transit on my behalf. But I'm always a fan of Mars and fire, so you won't get any complaints from me. So how we can really utilize this is and understand that our action needs to be Mars's action. Our action needs to be backed by belief, okay? And it needs to be backed by vision and truth. So all this Capricorn energy right now is telling us to have concrete goals and things that we want to achieve, right? Mars in Sagittarius is like, why do I want to achieve these? How are they going to enrich me? How are they going to add to my life's truth overall? Okay? And it's pretty much as simple as this, just knowing, like if you're doing a diet, right? If you're on a diet, knowing that I'm on this, keeping in mind I'm on this diet because I want to lose weight. 2, my health needs to improve. 3, I'm working on my summer body right now. But overall, Mars needs to know right now in Sagittarius why it's doing what it's doing. It's not doing things for the sake of doing it, but it's doing it with a sense of purpose. Okay? So we're going to start off with Mars quincunx Uranus, which I really see this, and it'll play out different based on what houses are involved for you, but I very much so see this transit playing out in the sense of we're going to gain motivation through others. We're going to see others acting on the impulses that we want and that we want to, emulate our own selves. And this could be on either side. This could be on the Taurus side with the Uranus energy in terms of just living carefree, eccentric, right? Being more financially savvy, grounded, okay? Or it can be on the Sagittarius side, or being someone who, is really living their truth, who is following a particular principle. So pay attention to those you come into contact with, and I would say allow yourself to be inspired, not necessarily influenced. Like, for example, Sagittarius energy has a thing where it's like my way or the highway. This is my personal truth and you need to accept my truth. You can acknowledge someone's truth, but always remain thinking for yourself. But like I said, we can learn from others this coming week. All right. And then another way in which this energy could just play out is that we find a way, or we have an epiphany to combine both of these energies, how to add more value to our lives based on following a particular, type of truth, or, being more adventurous and allowing that to take us out of our love for routines or being a little bit too fixed. Okay, so I really see this as a strong influence, especially with Mars early on in Sagittarius. Okay, then we have the Sun sextile Neptune, which is always a beautiful, beautiful transit, especially for those of us on our spiritual journey. Like I said, I see things in terms of baby steps. Take it from a Gemini or Mercury dominant person who really enjoys doing things quickly. Once I started to learn to slow down and to take things in stride, I was able to get more bang for my buck. So what I'm saying is, transitioning from this Taurus moon and then it being Capricorn season, Earth sign, and then this sextile towards Neptune, we can really see that slowly but surely we start to work our way onto our goals. So say you wanted to be, you wanted to be a little bit more spiritually in tune in terms of rituals or doing yoga or meditation. This early in the week, you're going to naturally get this inclination to do so. Okay? Intuition is going to be increased this whole week, especially heading into this full moon. All right? So you want to tune into your inner guidance and follow it. Don't resist. Fight the urge to resist. Okay? And that goes back to what I was saying with Mars Quincunx Taurus. All right? Allow yourself to be a little bit more adventurous, outgoing, but keep in mind why you're doing so. It'll make it easier to do. All right, but this definitely gets us into a more spiritual frame of mind, a more faithful frame of mind. Okay, and then we get down here to the full moon, this full moon lunar eclipse, and eclipse season always intense. So and full moons intense as well. So what's gonna happen here is that, like I said, intuition is strong. It's strong, and there's likely things that have been brewing for weeks now that are during this full moon is going to come to a head. And like I said, pay attention to how you felt, in just different instances. Okay? And it's a time where I feel like this week, if you ask for, guidance or answers, they will be given. But it's going to be given through like your third eye, which just really is about tuning into your environment and allowing, your environment to speak to you. All right? So although things can be, intense, they'll be revealing. So pay attention towards the downloads and epiphanies that you have. Okay? And then going back to Mars and Sagittarius, act on those things. All right? Act on them and know why you're acting on them. So if you go ahead and pull up, the positions of the planets right now, it is a party in the sign of Capricorn. Okay? I've never watched The Office, but just the name of it just makes me think of like Capricorn, The Office. So just if you watch that show, imagine that. It's like a lot going down at the office right now. You should be really in tune with your personal office and where Capricorn is transiting within your own personal chart. And wherever that is right now is an action-oriented time towards goals. And this opposition of this eclipse is going to add a bit of pressure, all right? Especially because Saturn's here. And then Mercury is going to be conjunct the Sun as well as conjunct Saturn and then Pluto as well. So the rational mind is intensified and it's feeling pressure to produce. So you're not going to conquer everything in one day, but at this time, what you really want to focus on releasing is just any type of procrastination, any type of fear. So the fear or the the negative thoughts are going to be present during this full moon, but it's the light of awareness of this eclipse wants you to acknowledge it, okay? Acknowledge it and bypass it, okay? Once you become aware of why you're thinking how you're thinking, it makes it very much so easier to overcome that. So the next way to overcome that after acknowledgement is to literally put in the work. I've found myself saying this for the last couple weeks now. This isn't a time for luck. It is literally a time for hard work. So if you're feeling some type of way, if you're feeling, pressure or fear, you got to always ask yourself, what am I doing to overcome this? Okay? Jupiter asks you to reinforce faith within your abilities. Take action towards the things that you want, and the more you do so, it's going to reveal itself that you're going to succeed. All right? So, like I said, this full moon is going to be opposite this whole huge, stellium of planets here. Mercury and Sun are going to be conjunct, so the influence of our rational mind and our ability to communicate is going to be key. So with Mercury opposite the moon, there can definitely be some things regarding family, close relationships, where we need to communicate exactly how we feel. All right? Maybe in weeks prior, there's been some type of miscommunication. Now it's just a time to really, clear that up. But if you withhold it, you're going to find yourself just thinking more and more negatively, okay? So remember, this is a time for releasing. Release what it is that you have to say. Release whatever fears you have. And the best way to release those are to put in that work, all right? So then after the full moon, oh yeah, and I know people are big on doing like rituals around the full moon and stuff. I would refrain from the rituals right now during these eclipses. I would just and allow yourself to be a little bit more just grounded in the sense of the work that needs to be done. So you can do things to ground yourself, but in terms of like, real, any type of magical work, I would refrain from that. You want the mind focused as possible when doing those things, and I just see a lot of distractions, this week, okay? But you definitely want to acknowledge personally anything regarding these two areas of life: home, family, career, public standing, your emotions, how you're emotionally connecting with others and things like that. All right? So then at the same time, we're going to have the South Node conjunct Jupiter, okay? And this really, I look at this as an aspect of old habits in terms of excess and things like that, and escapism can definitely come about. But say this is like, getting some positive aspects from other planets in your chart, or maybe even conjuncting, another planet at that point in Capricorn for you. It can be revealing. It can serve as like good karma, okay, or things that a part of yourself or skill, that you forgot, that you had, or you can just be paid back in a really good way. All right, so surprise thing, it isn't all just worry and everything, but I can definitely see Jupiter bringing some blessings, with someone from your past, okay? So pay attention towards that. Then after that, we got, a couple days after that, we have the conjunction of Saturn and Pluto, going to be exact. And, it's going to add to the intensity, and the sun is going to come here. So there can be secrets revealed. There can be, repercussions for not doing things in the past that we should have done up until this point. All right. And that further, perpetuates a personal transformation within ourselves. So whatever happens this week, guys, you kind of just have to refuse to lose or refuse to quit. But, you know, shoulder the hit no matter how intense it is. Remain faithful and keep pushing. All right. But I think it definitely does get better from here. All right. So, y'all, this is my interpretation of this week's forecast. Feel free to chime in. Let me know what's going on in your world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, feel free to do so now. If you need a reading, holla at me. Till next time, peace.